What's going on, guys? It's your boy Christian Perez back at you with another video. Today's video we're doing a bald fade with some beard work, but I want to show you guys something pretty cool that my mother-in-law got me. She came across these and it just made me kind of think, so I wanted to show them and share them. My mother-in-law came across these. Check these out. These are pretty dope. Old school shaver. I got a razor as well that I think I'm going to take with this and frame it and put it at the shop. I wanted to show you those, and it's not just that they're classics that makes them cool. There's much more meaning to it, to me at least. And what it made me think of was, you know, we all start somewhere. So everybody knows what the Andis foil shaver looks like, or what the Wall 5-star shaver looks like. But you take a look at that thing, and it's like, whoa, you know, where all these companies started and, you know, the process and where they've been. So I just want you guys to understand and take a look at some of these haircuts. Yeah, those haircuts were me. Those were all me. I told you guys I was going to be 100 with you guys and transparent as possible. Those were me. So again, there's always a starting point and there's a finishing point. So I want you to understand, if you're discouraged or you feel like you're not getting it or people are making fun of you and, you know, they don't want to get haircuts with you, just keep getting reps in. Don't pay attention to that stuff. Block out the noise and just keep moving forward. Set a goal. And again, you can see that that's where I started. So we all start somewhere. We all have a starting point. We didn't just pick up clippers and magically start fading beautifully. So if anybody out there is making fun of you or clowning you, you tell them it doesn't matter what they think. So yeah, with that being said, if you've been to this channel before, or this is your first time to this channel, you vibe, or you agree with some of the stuff I'm saying, make sure you smash that subscribe button. Make sure you get active in the comments. Hit the like button. And as usual, I appreciate your time. All right, so before we get started really quick, I just want to remind you guys, remember me, my boy, my barber brothers, Chris Bosio and Matt Gifted Hands are going to be teaching a live hands-on class at the Orlando premiere. The Orlando premiere, guys. I don't know if you guys understand, but this is the biggest hair show in the country. The biggest hair and beauty show in the country. Make sure you check out the link in the description. Again, me, Chris Bosio, and Matt Gifted Hands, live and in person, teaching a hands-on class. This is not us cutting hair on stage. This is us teaching you hands-on. Check out the link. Alright guys, so let's get started. So we're going to do a bald fade with some beard work, and here's a little before action. Sorry for the background noise, but I got kids, guys. Sometimes they tend to be a little bit noisy. So here we're starting out with the Babless FX 673s, the FX Pros. We're going to start out with the lever close and create our initial guideline. So if you've been following my channel for a while, you guys know that I usually leave this hair at the bottom at this point. I just leave it there at the bottom and I start fading, or I start creating my second guideline. But a lot of people are asking me to show different methods or different techniques. So here I'm going to use the Andis Slimline Pros and I'm going to erase this line. Now notice that as I get towards the initial guideline, I kind of, you know, I'm not digging the edger per se, and I'm not raising the Slimline Pros all the way towards the top of that guideline. I don't want to create a tattoo or a hard line that my Babless isn't going to be able to get out. So I'm just being very careful, very mindful not to raise this too high. And don't dig, just let the edgers, or if you're using a detachable blade clipper, just let them do the work. There's no sense in creating a tattoo line that you're not going to be able to get out. Everything else that I'm going to do as far as my methods or techniques are going to be the same except this part. I'm just changing it up for you guys, in other words. Here I'm using the Andis foil shaver, and again you can see I'm staying right underneath about 1/4 of an inch, and I'm just floating that shaver. I'm not really digging it into a scalp, creating a hard line that I'm not going to be able to get out. Just let the shaver do the work, and that's all you got to do. So it's important to brush. You see I grabbed that air compressor hose there and took some of the hair off of them. That way you have a clean canvas to work with. You can see what you're working with. So here I'm using the Babless FX Pros again, and I'm using the lever all the way open, and we're going to create our second guideline. So here I'm using the open, middle, close technique. So we started off with the clipper with the edger, excuse me, tripping over myself tonight, guys, I apologize. We started out with the lever all the way open. We created the guideline. We're gonna move it to the middle position and then to the close position. And as we close it all the way, you're gonna raise that machine less and less to not raise the fade. Here we're starting out with the Andis double magnetic number 3 guard. Same thing, open, middle, close. Now we're working the 2.5 with the lever open. That's going to work right into that number 3. Go to the open, the middle, then the close position. Now we're using the number 1 guard with the lever open. That with the lever open, that's a 1.5. That'll blend right into that number 2. And we're going to go open, middle, closed. And here we're using the Andis magnetic 0 guard with the lever open. That'll blend right into that number 1 closed. And we're gonna work into the middle position and then to the closed position. And as usual, what you do to one side, you must do to another. So we're gonna follow the same steps here. We started off with the lever open to create the second guideline. We're gonna move it to the middle position and then to the closed. I get asked a lot, like, what's a good technique or what's a good method? You know, the most important thing is to stick to one style or one system. Master that system. Don't jump around because you're just going to confuse yourself. Master that system, whether it be my system or one of my barber brothers or somebody else. Just master a system. Try it out. Try out my system. Try out other systems. Master one system, and then you can try something else and see what you're comfortable with, or pull from different systems and create your own system. But just don't bounce around in the beginning because you're just gonna confuse yourself. That and repetition. Reps, reps, reps. Do not be afraid. If you're in school, don't turn down any haircut. If you're in the barber shop, don't turn down any haircut. Even if you're afraid you can't complete it, make sure hopefully you're in the right situation or the right type of barbershop. I was lucky enough to have a couple mentors that helped me out and kind of took me under their wing. If you're in that type of situation, then just soak up knowledge, man. Stand next to them, watch them cut, watch their system. If you're not in a barbershop like that, pick up a broom, go to a barbershop like that. You're more than welcome if you're in the Tampa area to check out any of our shops. We're more than happy to have you shadow, one of our guys or shadow myself. No big deal, but I did a lot of shadowing. Don't be afraid to humble yourself and pick up the broom, and you'd be surprised what kind of reaction you get if you do that walking into a shop. People will be willing to share all kinds of knowledge with you. You want to help out with the sweeping and stuff like that. So here we're doing the shear work on top. You want to get the hair thoroughly wet. Hair has has elasticity to it, so if you cut some of it wet and some of it dry, it's going to be longer or shorter. So you want to either cut fully dry or fully wet. So we're creating our initial guideline right down the center here. You see, we're just connecting the dots. It's shorter towards the middle or towards the tip of my finger, and I'm just evening it up. Here it's shorter towards the inner part of my knuckle, and I have that guideline right there, and I'm just evening it up, just connecting the dots. Here we're using shear over comb technique. You just want to tilt the comb towards yourself. Some people say at a 90. I just hold it where you feel comfortable, where you have control of the hair. I like using this technique because I just feel like I have more control. I I can take off less hair, take off more hair using the shears. So here we're using some setting spray. You can use a blow dryer, or in my particular situation I have an air compressor, so I'm just using the air from the air compressor and I'm drying it out and brushing it. That helps hold all those baby hairs down, helps hold everything in place, give you a nice clean canvas to work with, and helps those lines pop. Doing the same thing on this side. Want to keep that edge as natural as possible. Here's another pet peeve. Make sure your customer stays just like this when you're doing the mustache. In a relaxed state, not moving his lips around. This is how he's going to walk around when his mustache is edged up. So you got to edge it up like this. Don't have them stretch their skin down or move their nose around. Just stay in a relaxed state. And not every mustache has to be pencil thin, guys. I'm just saying. That's my bias, but so here I'm using Tune 45 shave gel. You guys know all about that. You can go to www.tune45.com for all your Tune 45 gear and products. So when you're shaving somebody like this, as you can see, you can't see too well, so I apologize for that, but the shave gel leaves a residue behind. As you can see, I have a barber comb in my hand. So as I do my first pass, I wipe off all that excess gel because it'll look nice. It'll have a nice crispy line. But that's just kind of fugazi. You got to wipe the gel off and then go back over it again, and that'll give you the nice true sharp line. Here I'm blending the beard out using the #1 guard, nice and easy. And we're just fading up here. We created our guideline with the #1, worked it to the close position, and as we close it, we're getting closer and closer to that bald guideline that we have. Here I'm using just the corners of the blade, and that's it, blend it in. So here I'm using some setting spray in his beard. This gentleman wanted his beard shaped. He didn't want me to run a guard through it, so I'm just gonna freehand it. So I'm just using the air compressor again. I'm combing through it, and this helps set the beard in place so you can start trimming it down and those hairs won't run away from you, in other words. And we're just creating a guideline and just matching it all up nice and slow. Take your time with stuff like this. Just take off less. You got to take off a little more, you take off a little more, but don't go just right in when you're freehanding. Just take your time. So here we're just cleaning up the neckline, and this is the final product. So as usual, I appreciate you guys for taking a little time out of your day to spend some time with me in these haircut tutorials. Make sure you smash that like button, get active in the comments, and make sure you subscribe. And as usual, I appreciate your time. I'll see y'all next week.